The Weekend Podcast on Vox Markets with Justin, Peter and Steve. Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Welcome to the Weekend Podcast. It's recorded live on a Thursday night because Peter, I don't know what he's up to. He's got a very busy social life apparently this weekend. Is there anything legal you can talk about, Pete?
Nothing at all, no.
All right. You travel, aren't you? Are we unlocked now? We can travel anywhere now.
Yeah, I'm going to Cardiff, actually, down where
Steve
lives.
Cardiff, is it? Because Welsh, they're now vaccinating babies in the womb. They're so advanced, the Welsh are. Aren't they, Steve?
Very true.
Very
are
true.
They?
Yeah. No. We're still, the rest of the country on over 40 still. But which of us have had, Steve, have you had your vaccinations yet?
Yeah. I had one.
All done.
No, I haven't.
You haven't, Pete? Why not?
No. Well, the nearest place is miles away at the moment.
Get it done, you fool! It's going to be a two-tiered situation. It'll be like, when you got the plague years ago. If you haven't got a vaccine now, because he's got the plague, get him out! Outside pubs, they'll have signs. No, before they used to, bar people on the race, the colour and all that stuff, years ago. Now it'll be vaccinations. If you're not vaccinated, you can't come in, full stop. So, Pete, what's going on, fella? If and when we get together again soon, or hopefully, we go out for a drink or something, you'll not be allowed in. You'll be like the poor
You'll have to sit behind a plastic shield.
Yeah.
That's another reason not to get the vaccine.
You'll be one of those, inflatable balls. Those Zomba balls. So he's allowed in that. That's it. You can roll him in that.
Oh, here he is.
That's it. You can drink through a 6-foot
Rolling
straw.
around town.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. So, but are you going to meet up with Stevenage?
Yes, Steve. We need to arrange a date.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I could even, because I know you're playing golf. I was thinking I could just maybe come for a walk around the golf course with you.
We could
for 18 holes, you mean, Steve? That'd be boring.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll work out where there's good cut in and cut out on the holeage.
The holeage.
Why don't you just play golf?
Steve, he's pulled a muscle. Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
I've got a sports injury.
That's
kick it.
That's the last thing he's pulled in a long time. Oh yeah. But in fact, see, Steve, have you pulled anyone recently? Or not?
No.
You don't know lockdown love somewhere?
And if there was, I wouldn't say on here. So
fair enough.
I've learned my lesson on that.
In fact, you could actually just hire a buggy, I suppose. They're a bit of fun, aren't they?
Hang on, we're talking about relationship now, or
no. Yeah, sorry. No, I mean with the golf, just hire a buggy and drive round.
That'd be quite fun. Yeah.
There we are.
Just
Be the caddy. Caddy, clean the clubs and all that. Clean their balls.
I'm not doing that. I'll drive you.
So you got to keep their balls clean because it can affect the game if you don't have clean balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. On the Weekend Podcast, big historical recovery. I haven't prepared that. Most weeks, obviously, I'm over prepared. Obviously, you can tell that. But because of this, we're a day early. I'm under prepared. So any feedback or help would be much appreciated. Big historical recovery. Think 3 years. Okay. Think bargains. Hot themes. Who did Steve have fish and chips with today? And dirty traders spoil it for all of us. So let's go with the first one. Hot theme.
None of the things I sent on my list have made the cut.
No, sorry. Polarean. Sorry, yes. Will Polarean ever pull back? Because Paddy, did you sell C4XD to get into Polarean?
Yeah, well, not to get in. I'm already heavily overexposed, but I want to be more overexposed.
Yeah. Well, listen. When you go, hang on. I don't understand. You have sold C4XD, which was a 1,700 bagger according to you and Pete.
1,200
to get 1,200 to get into Polarean, which is only 100 bagger. Well, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it's daft, isn't it? But my thought process is that even this C4XD have had over the last couple of months some really good news, and the share price has done nothing. So my thought process is it's probably going to take a few more pieces of really good news for that to start moving. I can get back in if I need to. In the meantime, I think Polarean's a quicker route to some gains.
Yeah.
I think that's wishful thinking on C4XD. The share prices never work in a logical fashion.
No, you're completely right. Now I'm out of it. It will do its first 1,000 bags over the next few weeks, I'm sure. Yeah. But
and it's only me that's in. The rest of you have all disappeared.
I think Megan still owns, no?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forget. I need to keep a check on her phone, on a mobile app. Barclays app. It's quite good. I'm becoming aware that Harry and Larry have limited functionality on their sites and phones. Because with Barclays, even the analysis tool on there, you can see how much you've done, and it accounts for how much you add and take in and out. So if you add money, it doesn't actually add that in, to the overall gain you've made on the organic money, So, but Harry and Larry don't do that, do they? So they don't do anything. No.
Well, mine even says that it seems to think that I've invested less than I have. I don't know whether that's an accountancy trick.
That's Harry and Larry, that is, yeah.
That's how they make money.
It's quite far out from how much money I've actually put in, which I need to look. Yeah, it's saying I'm like 25% higher than I actually am in terms of my total portfolio gains, and
that's why. Do you know what I do every day? Pretty much, I take a screenshot of my portfolio on Barclays because one day, and this is because they shut on a half day, it was like Christmas or something. I lost something like 60 grand. I thought that's not right, and I thought I can't, and I thought because in fact it was just after IKEA went up, and it's almost doubled on that one day. Went mad, and they shut. And they didn't do their totals or whatever to the end of the day at 4 p.m. or 4:30 when the market normally shuts. But at 12:30 or 1 o'clock, it was showing like 60 grand down. It hadn't reflected the rise. So what's going on there? So now I always take a screenshot every evening at about 5 o'clock of my portfolio.
Cool.
Interesting, eh?
That'd be a fun slideshow when you're older.
yeah.
Look at this, kids. Kids. Sit down. Let's look at my portfolio values through the years. That was
actually it'd be a quite cool time lapse video. Actually, your money going up
or down.
Or down.
I know. Yeah. So and you, Paddy, your specific problem to you can't ever sell stocks in Harry and Larry. I mean, obviously limited functionality on the website. That's because we want people calling us up so we can upsell them. See, Harry, we don't want all this nonsense tapping buttons, not speaking to anyone. We want salespeople on the phones. We can charge a bit more.
It's been a big issue. There was that what was it, feedback, which we got involved in, and it went up 200% in a day, and I couldn't sell. And by the time I could sell, it was down to 10% up. Yeah. That was a good day. That was my favourite.
Yeah.
But it's taken me a week to sell C4XD.
I don't understand that. I don't have that many. I don't think Harry and Larry's app is the best, and I think or the platform is the best. But overall, it's fine. It does do its job, and I don't have any problems with buying or selling.
Yeah, I'm thinking of whether you got a baby training account, Pat. I said that on WhatsApp. I don't know what's going on there. Are you limited to sort of £5 deals, or just
I'm sure they're listeners to the podcast, so they can can reach out and
Okay, but do you know what's funny though is that you sold C4XD, right, and you went into Polarean. Is it funny how when you want to buy stocks, they're going up?
Yeah.
When you want to sell them, they're going down. Now, I don't think that's a coincidence. Is that? That's psychology. That's ourselves. That's fear of missing out, isn't it? Basically, as Polarean's rising, everyone wants to buy more of something going up. That's the way the market works. That's and that's why we need to flip our psychology, thinking, hang on, I need to look at my portfolio for stocks that are going down or at a month's low or something like that. That's what I need to look at. If I still
but then that flies in the face of our strategy of having less stocks, doesn't it? I've decided I want to have a handful of stocks rather than lots.
What's a handful? What's a handful?
I'm going for, I think, like 5. Maybe 6, but 5, yeah. It's dramatically down from where I was this time last year. So, and that's working well for me, and I like it. And Polarean, as we all know, has a nice story over the last few months, next few months. So I'd be stupid not to be part of that more.
Okay,
but like, is the price now a good price? In a few weeks' time, are we going to look back and go, you know what, actually that was a decent point to get in because it's gone up dramatically? I mean, this is the whole fear of missing out.
Look at the day. When this morning, it was up this morning, okay? But there are some people taking a bit of profit here. Dirty traders, they spoil it for everyone. They don't understand that if you hold, it will go up. It will just go up. If it's a good business, it'll go up. You don't have to trade in top slice. All it does is limit, your upside and try and find something else that's good. You're not going to find anything a lot better than Polarean out there. We really aren't. There's no point top slicing for a couple of quid here and there. It's pointless. I said, if I've learned anything about investing, right, so you don't make good money just tinkering around the edges, top slicing here and there, taking a couple of quid off, a bit of profit, taking a bit of profit, no one ever died, taking a bit of profit, diluting your holdings, looking for another company to put a little bit of top slice stuff into. You need to do some decent research, find a winner, go in with conviction at a good price, and hold with conviction. That's the hardest thing. Holding with conviction. Now, it's hard to say, it's hard to do, right? But that's the difference between making a little bit of money and making a big chunk of change. Really significant amount that'll change your life. Spot an excellent company, when no one's looking at it, lowly valued, good price. Stick with it. Stick with it. And I've learned that so many times. I've missed out sometimes on themes that I've gone big on and got bored with and got out. And in fact, we missed out on quite a few themes actually. Crypto, with what's it called, Argo blockchain. I mean, that's a massive theme. It's still overpriced by 95% probably. All cryptos. It's ridiculous, absolutely nuts. And people say, no, it's not. It's the future. It doesn't matter. It's not all the future. Of those 3,000 crypto coins, they're not all the future. It's like all those internet companies are going to be the future back in the internet boom. We're not all the future. So most of them will be rubbish and they'll pop and they'll drop massively and they'll drag everything else down. Then we'll get to a realistic valuation. It's like, have you Dogecoin? Elon Musk, the richest guy in the world, is pumping Dogecoin. Doge. Okay. It's worth 90 billion. That's like more than most of the companies in the FTSE 100. They're actually chucking out tons of cash.
Cute. It's a cute dog.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's worth that, yeah. It's just nuts, isn't it? I mean, if you can't see the insanity of that was made up for a joke, and that is symptomatic of the whole crypto market. There'll be people shouting this now. No, you don't understand it. You don't understand it. It's decentralised. No, it doesn't matter decentralised.
It's the same with these NFTs, isn't it? People are going
exactly.
What
What
is
is that?
They're spending a huge amount of money on like some 90s screensaver and getting really excited about owning it. But
they are dreadful.
I can't understand it at all. And I'm sure there's some sense to it somewhere, but it makes literally none to me.
It doesn't. I mean, if you look at it, I always say this. I see people trading a top slice bit there, I took a bit off the table there, and all that. What are you doing, you fools? They were just stupid. Look at the top 1,000 people, richest people in the world, right? And you count how many traders are in that? None. You count how many investors in that? Lots. That's the difference, and that's all you need to know. So if you want to make good money, and if you only got a small pot, you've got to go for micro caps. But you've got to, there's a lot of crap in the micro cap arena, so you've got to really have some quality filters and weed out the crap, and then invest in a company that you can see will, go on to be, 10, 20 bagger, has sustainability and it has, some kind of scalability to it, and stick with it. And that's how you make decent money. You get 10, 15, 20 times, 100 times if you're lucky your thing. You can do it. And it's just, finding it, All these companies, for example, Argo blockchain, right? Look at the price of that, right? Going back, and even Oversight, all these. You could have said, you knew Bitcoin was, and all that was a very hyped industry a long time ago. If you just go early, and that's the thing, be early. You can be early and wrong, but you can still make money if you're early. Like Argo blockchain, even back in November of 2020 was 5 pence, and it went to 3.20.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Oh God, I'd hate to have owned that at one point.
You'd never been able to sell it, Pad. Don't worry.
God, imagine owning that and then deciding to sell it and then watching.
I know.
At a loss.
But if it's dreadful. But if you top slice a little bit, 20%, 30%, you wouldn't have got any of that. There's so many traders out there that probably had loads of winning stocks, but they've taken 20, 30% and thought, it's done 3,000%, you fool. Don't limit the upside, limit the downside maybe, not the upside.
Yeah, but we got out of it at a loss or barely a gain.
Because back then we were dicks, okay?
Right. What did you invest it in? Is what you invested it in done well?
Well,
yes.
Whatever, but nothing's done 3,000%.
No, you live in. Hang on, give it time. Like I said, average average time for 100 bagger, 26 years. I don't think I can hang on that long.
Why haven't got that long.
I'll be 76. That's what my father's saying.
No chance. Absolutely no chance.
My father wants to get a Bitcoin. He's still in it. So I just think, it is this. Do you know what? Every now and again, right? A company. When I see a company very undervalued, oversold, sentiments down, I think that's undervalued. Like it was with Gfinity and Escape and all that. I know when to go big. First of all, I don't bother scaling in. Sometimes I just try and get as much as I can. So everyone realizes it's cheap. And those things happen. Say you probably can find those probably once a quarter, probably if you're looking hard enough. But then all of a sudden you see other opportunities. They're not as good, and you know they're not.
How are you when you're saying don't top slice? How are you funding those purchases?
Top slice.
Yeah, there we go.
No, I mean there's certain companies. Well, the other day I said all-time high again on Tuesday, I think it was. So it's an all-time high last Monday, all-time high on the Friday, the same week as last week, and all-time high again Tuesday. And then someone, I think people said nice things, and a troll said, "Oh yes, you really helped me with bench stack." And I always have people come up now and again. Whose fault was that then? Was it my fault? Actually, you bought it. Or, cause I wasn't in charge. I didn't have the password to your, stockbroking account. I didn't say, you've got to buy this. Give me a password and I'll do it. While you were sleeping, I snuck in there and bought a couple of grand's worth. I didn't do that. And so it wasn't if you didn't know about it. It was in your account. And all of a sudden, when you found out about it, you were sort of 60% down. Why do people blame other people, the worst people in the world like that, and they? It's like, you never learn. If you don't blame other people, you'll never learn. Because making mistakes is a lesson. But if they're not your mistakes, if someone else's, you can't learn from them, can you? It's easy. Not my fault, I lost money, it is.
Yeah, and I think like BidStat, am I right in saying, Paddy, you kind of lost money on that? Ultimately?
Oh, yeah, loads.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was the one who was pointing out that it was probably not a great business model. But then some guy just dumped all of his stock on one day and the price went through the floor.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So, yeah.
But I think I'm right, Steve. You made money, or I made money. I think I, got out of it. I'm not rubbing it in, Pad. What I was going to say was, yeah, we're all responsible for our own actions, aren't we? So
completely.
It's not that these trolls are, they feel kind of hard done by. But it's like, well, we're all in the same boat.
No, listen. But let me point one thing. I don't mind, right, if someone, doesn't know, can't be bothered to research something, and just goes on tips. I don't mind that. But if you're going to be like that, you have to accept, right?
Yeah.
That when you lose, it's your fault, not someone else's. And if you do that, it's fine. But what I hate is these people who just blindly buy and then blindly blame because it's not my fault. This guy said, buy it. What is it? I don't know what it was. It sounded good. He said it was good. I bought it. It went down. It's not supposed to go down. I don't think so, is it? So, I mean,
I think some people just think that it's like investing at the start of Amazon and that investment's just going to go up and up and up and up, don't they? And that's not the case. You have to keep on assessing these investments and for trying to figure out whether it's going to be a long-term hold or if it's one that you need to move on from.
No.
Not every purchase is going to turn your. It's not every place that's going to remove your mortgage. It's going to. You have to work at it and understand and keep on educating yourself. Yeah,
people should be more like Steve. Okay? Yeah. Those trolls.
In every way.
Steve doesn't pretend in any way whatsoever. You don't have an opinion on one or two things, but at the end of the day, just say, what's a ticker, and then, he'll say, is it going to be good? Yeah. No, is it though? Yeah. Are you sure though? You sure, yeah? Yeah, okay, I'll put money into it. And that's his research. But he won't blame. I mean, he's had, he's bought in some duds and he's lost some money off the back of my tips. But he's never blamed me, ever. No. So that's what I like.
You never sold any, Steve?
No, that's the thing. Just keep everything, isn't it?
Keep them, yeah.
You never lose them, do you?
Steve owns the market. That's the trouble. He owns the entire market. He's one of some winners.
You got over 20 stocks.
I couldn't believe that. He's at 17 the other day. What? Has anything we said sunk in whatsoever apart from the ticker? If I repeated lots of times, that sinks in. What's the ticker? Don't remember the ticker again. No,
Steve's like his own tracker fund, really. He just owns the whole market and just.
And do you know what? Steve's tracker fund does quite well, so I'm not complaining.
I tell you what, Steve, I think that would be a cracking hit, especially in the crypto market. Steve's crypto tracker fund, and honestly, in the crypto market, that would
buy everything.
Have you seen that thing that did phenomenally the other day called Cum Rocket?
Sorry,
it's called Cum Rocket, and it's like worth billions now.
Again, another word?
Cum Rocket.
Is it 2 words?
Yeah. Well, anyway. That's symptomatic.
How are you
they're just having a laugh, aren't they?
The accent makes it hard to understand what that word is. Both of the options aren't good.
The cum rocket, they're just having a laugh. The crypto market now is just laughing at everyone. Sooner or later, it will go pop, and people think, hang on a sec. What's going on
Sorry.
now?
Yeah, I'm sure it will. How are you spelling cum rocket?
CUM.
That's it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Exactly. Do you know? They're not even taking this seriously anymore. It's like Dogecoin was a laugh, but the richest guy in the world is pumping it, and he's just laughing, making money. He's got them down and crazy. It's 90 billion. And people are seriously. If you're investing in that market, rabbit shares investing, don't. It's a trader's market. It will pop. I guarantee it. It'll pop.
How easy is it to make cryptocurrency?
Calm down, Steve.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Exactly. No.
I should get one involved.
All you need to do is
isn't it?
it's one big Ponzi scheme. All you need to do is write a white paper, have a couple of people who look like they've got tech backgrounds, and just try and list somewhere, and you've got to go through some checks and all that stuff. And then any old nod. You just go on like buying
Coin.
Go on coinmarketcap.com and see how many coins there are, and they're all valued way above any of the stocks we invest in, and the stocks we invest in have actually reasonable, sensible business models. None of these do. They're just decentralized.
Also, I just find it so soulless. Like, at least with a company, there's like a story, and you can follow their progress, and it like that interests me. Like just buying, I don't know, we're not even buying anything. You're just buying noughts and ones. Like, that's just it's so dull.
That's currency exchange, and I mean that's current. FX trading has always been like that. It's a bit of a weird concept.
At least like a foreign currency based on a country, there is still some story there. Like the pound will go up based on government actions and policy and yada yada yada. You can predict certain things. Like the Americans' job market is always a big thing for the dollar, isn't it? At least there's some story. But with Bitcoin, like what? Oh, it's another halving coming up soon. Brilliant.
I know. Oh, after the halving.
Oh God.
So essentially, what they got is these pretend coins that don't exist. There's less of them. They don't exist anyway. But no, there's less of them. You can't mine them because there's less of them.
Are we just bitter because we didn't buy Bitcoin at
Yes, we are. Absolutely bitter.
Yeah, just checking.
Yeah.
I considered buying some Dogecoin about 3 weeks ago as well, so that's quite annoying.
Well, I just bought in a while back, and I then just got back out, and I thought, sod that. Ethereum seems like the thing to be in, and all of a sudden I just got out, and I sold a bit on that, and it's gone to an all-time high. It's like, that's why I'm really bitter about it, because I got out and it's gone to an all-time high. It's laughing at me. So, but even that, Ethereum, okay, it's like it's everything. All the apps, decentralized apps, these dApps, they're all based on Ethereum, so not Bitcoin. But Ethereum is valued now at $413 billion, which is like, what? Oh, I don't understand. Dogecoin is 76 now billion. And I think, what is it? I mean, what is it? It's nothing. I don't understand what it is. What is it?
A dog.
It's a dog picture. It's a picture of a dog. So when you get these like artworks in Sotheby's or Christie's fetching these phenomenal amounts, like 20 million. It's by Vincent van Gogh or something. This is a cartoon dog, and that's all it is, pretty much. And it's fetching 76 billion. So Dogecoin is based on a popular Doge internet meme. It features Shiba Inu on its logo. The open source digital currency was created by Billy Marcus in Portland. It's a joke. Yeah, Litecoin. It doesn't say... How do you mind it? Who cares? I tell you what, climate... Here we go. Here's a slick segue. I probably giving away the answer there. But what does IKEA and Pandora have in common?
They both use Ethereum.
Say again, Steve. Say again.
Mm-hmm.
Say again?
You heard me.
No, go on.
They both use Ethereum. I don't know what it's called.
What?
Ethereum.
They both use it. No, it's not that, Steve.
No, it's not. Okay.
IKEA and Pandora.
Yes.
They both have boxes.
You can
That's good.
You can buy crypto. You can use crypto to buy stuff with them.
Good. In fact, keep talking. I want to take my headphones off, take my top off, because I'm very hot. So just keep guessing.
God, what a horrendous thought.
Are you now sat topless? That's going to be weird.
Go on, that's it. Now I'm bare tops. Right, now I'm topless.
Skins. Right. Is it something to do with cryptocurrency?
No, I'm glad you didn't see that, because it's about hot themes, right? It's about hot themes. Paddy sent a GIF. What is it?
I mean, of all the memes, Doge is pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay, but it's not worth 76 billion. You know. I mean, AstraZeneca is now the most valuable, company on the FTSE 100. It's worth 100 million, and Doge, and
100 million.
Yeah, 100 billion. Sorry, and Doge is not far off it. It's like, if you look what AstraZeneca's supplying the world with a vaccine, pretty much, and they've got lots of other things going on, and they chuck out lots of cash, and yet they've got thousands of employees. And yet, this picture of a dog is just insane, and people can't see the insanity of it. The people take it seriously. Anyway, sorry. So talking about hot themes, right? So we mess up on crypto. I messed up on cultured meat, pretty much. So I was in that, talked about that a lot. And it's risen now, crazy, missed out on that. Alternative energy, missed out on that with Powers Energy.
You're doing well.
The biggest theme as well now, apart from Bitcoin and that, is climate change, isn't it? It will be the biggest thing. And if anything brings Bitcoin down, it's climate change, because it's not good for the environment at all. So this week, they both announced, IKEA, the world's biggest furniture business, is planning second-hand furniture. He's bringing it back in, more sustainable future, they're saying. They give you a refund on furniture, and to the
they really need to get rid of their entire aisle of plastic plants at some point. Then,
yeah, exactly, and all that stuff. But I think they are trying on this, because I think I don't know how it works actually. Even if it's a bit rubbish, they give you 30% back, I think, from the original price. Anyway, so they're going to stop chopping down trees and all stuff, and hopefully recycle it. But also, Pandora, world's biggest jeweler, no longer sell mined diamonds.
I did see that.
I thought you were talking about the
switch to
the radio station thing.
It was more exclusively laboratory-made diamonds. They've said they're concerns about the environmental and working practices of the mining industry, and it's looking for a more broader, sustainable drive. So climate change is massive. So let me ask you, what investments do you have, boys, that are sort of sustainable in the climactic theme?
I don't think we can answer that.
No, you can't. It's stuff we're sort of in that area, sort of.
Yeah, nothing probably in my portfolio that's.
But that's what we're going to find next. We're going to find a stock sub 20 million. It's in that area as well. It's very hot, climatic theme, because that's going to be a theme for a long time. It could be, obviously the EVs play into that as well, all that carbon zero. That's the biggest thing. Every government in the world is going to have a carbon net zero by 2050. Even the Chinese.
It's a huge opportunity, and for the countries that can really not only just make that policy, but then also go for it. Like this is it's the same as the Industrial Revolution. If you can be at the forefront of this and actually lead it from the front, like Britain's not doing too bad in terms of renewable energy. It's been a few days over the last couple of years where we've not used any coal in the mix because it's been a nice sunny windy day. A lot of our power comes from renewables.
But I think some kind of tech thing is going to be the best thing here. So it fits
continue the theme of today's podcast, Powerhouse Energy, another stock you got out of too early, and I missed out on
that. Yes, I mentioned that. Yes. You were listening.
Yeah. But they're back down again. I saw them this week. They're down again.
Someone said they're selling off, because... they're
down 8% today. So maybe that's an opportunity to get back in. Like that is absolute alchemy what they're doing, isn't it?
I don't know. But I want to see the potential there and the revenue generation there. Is it commercial? Is that a pop and drop? That I talked about that on Value Generation in my third video or fourth video, I think, on the Sharepickers Investment Club. About there's two kinds of value generation. The hope high potential at the start. If you get in early, you don't have to be right on the commercial side of the business. You'll do very well, but you have to make sure you get out before the pop happens. And then it'll come down, they have to prove up their business and then start generating proper cash flow, which is real generation of value, and that lasts longer, sustainable. But that's what I'm saying. They've had their pop and drop now. They've got to get to that point where they're actually generating real value, which is cash. Can they do that? Because there's no point getting this for a while now. It's had the fall. It's going to roll over for a while, I think.
They keep on doing these deals with Honda, don't they? But then, was it Toyota? I can't remember which one. But then nothing actually comes of it. So is that because... Is there a reason for that? Oh, sorry, I'm just looking through their RNSs.
Do you know what you do, actually, is literally... we all know, right? A couple of times a year, you may have to wait a year or so, there's a big sell-off. You just got to keep your eye on a company that you really like that's really hot. And it'll suffer in the sell-off. They all do. And then just get into it then. If you have that
just a bit of top slicing, and then
Bit of trading.
No.
Yeah, nice.
No. You borrow from your nan and your auntie.
Okay.
They say, Nana, get you into crypto. You'll love it.
Gfin's had a good week, hasn't it?
Who? Gfin?
Gfin.
Yeah, but I'm still... I can't believe this. Did you see that tweet? I mean, they tweeted out, there's still warrants there, right? And once these warrants clear, it will boom. Honestly, it'll rocket. Because that's what's holding it down. It's risen... Already, they've announced 10 million more warrants being exercised. So it's about 45 million left. This is out of 225 that's already been exercised. And we've gone from 1 pence now to 5 pence with these warrants being exercised. There's drip, drip, drip selling. So once this is gone, I just think it'll rocket. Did you see that update from Gfinity Digital Media? MTG Rocks update. Reached 290,000 users in April, despite only launching in Feb. 100k users in one day yesterday. News going viral. 25% of users are visiting the site directly rather than going through search engines, social media channels. So all of the part that part of the business didn't exist this time last year. It was launched on the 26th of May last year. It's going gangbusters. 1/3 of the company. There are I keep saying this. 2 Apple execs, really senior Apple execs on the board, and any FTSE 100 company would be shouting about that. And I'm thinking, this is insane. They're still valued at 40 million, and they're a profitable esports company. In fact, digital media business which will really rocket. Own their own stuff. You got Len, GM of Western Europe for Apple, CFO of Europe, Middle East, India, and Africa. Is it Tom as well? Let's go to Tom.
He's a nice guy. I asked my friend.
Business operations around the world, pretty much, and everywhere, India, Middle East, and it's phenomenal signings. 2 people like that on the board of Gfinity.
So what's your I'll eat my socks prediction with Gfinity over the next few months then?
Well, I did a video. I said,
where is this realistically headed, Justin?
Well, I did a video saying by the end of the year it'll be over. It'll be closer to 12 pence. It's 5.5 pence now, and it'll just keep grinding high because this company, this like a flywheel. The earnings are going up, the revenues are going up, the margins are getting bigger. It's many metrics happen. So you have growth. And I did a video on this about when you leverage like that, when you achieve growth and you start becoming profitable, then your margins get better, and then you're valued on a higher multiple. So even though you can say double your revenue, your actual value can go up by say 20 times because of those leveraged, growth and all that stuff, and the margins and all that stuff, and the multiples. So it could be, I don't know, that's conservative, I think, what I was saying. That's just 20% growth. And I think it could be a lot higher than that. I see crap out there, absolute crap on AIM, valued at 200 million. And I don't understand, this company is a decent business, with very good sort of alignments with, big brands and their own business. There are Apple execs on the board. They're valued at sub 50 million. Are you kidding? There's resource pop and drop stocks with nothing but decent assay results. Oh, we've got some stuff in the ground there, valued at over 100 million. Are you kidding? Are you nuts?
It's interesting, Apple execs, Apple execs get given quite a lot of Apple stock, and I would imagine the day you decide to quit Apple is quite a big decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did they go direct from Apple to Gfinity, or?
I don't know, but they what did Packard and all that stuff? They all look some big companies. Let's look, but they both don't need to work. That's what I think is nice. Is they don't need to work, and they decide to work for Gfinity. So phenomenal. I think. And it just comes down to John as well. John is, a lovely guy, and he's brought these guys on board and the team there. Now they're building a good team, and it's one of these things that I've seen people now sell this. Oh, it's frustrating the warrants. Are you kidding? Don't get frustrated by the share price. If the business is annoying you, fair enough, and frustrating you, and it's not growing, fair enough. But that's not the case. All this is a technical thing where warrant holders are taking a bit of profit, and they expire in October. They can't exercise. So all the warrants will be expired. And I think a bit of good news, it'll blow it. And the volume is very good. So I think we are, like I said, 40 million left, 45 million left, 225 million. So we are at and not all those people will sell their warrants. So some of them hold them. So I think sooner or later, mark my words, it'll pop.
Mark his words.
Mark his words.
There was no sock promise there, though, was there?
No.
But what I've learned by that, first of all, I don't eat any socks. But second of all, timing the market.
Yeah.
I'm not a dirty trader. I should say, think 3 years. Always think 3 years. 3 years, I'd just say, look at the company you're in now and say, will it be better in 3 years' time? A lot better? Probably yes. And then don't worry about the bit of volatility in between. Will the business itself be better in 3 years' time? And I can say safely with the companies I'm holding, yes. Absolutely. In fact, I'd say 5, 6, 10 times better than where it is now. So why sell? You know what's a volatility? That's shares, isn't it? That's the market, up and down, Always been volatility, mate.
Yeah, okay.
I think with the whole thing with Socksgate is that actually I would prefer to see a steady rise over the next 6 months rather than huge leaps up every week. Yeah.
Because people don't notice that. See, people notice a 20% rise in a day, and they start, top slice bit, top slice bit, take a bit of profit, shut up.
Who's been talking about top slicing to?
I don't know. See, top slicing, taking profit. No. You own a business. But, that's the trouble. Shares are too liquid. You can buy and sell too easily, even if you're on Harry and Larry's app.
Do you get this as well? Like I think last week I had 1 or 2 days where my portfolio increased quite dramatically in 2 days, and then I think the third or fourth day I still had a profit, but I was like, oh, that's a bit rubbish. It's kind of a bit of a demotivation, isn't it? It's kind of whereas actually on a normal day I'd be like, oh, cool, I've just made 1% on my portfolio rather than 3%. So I think keeping it balanced is quite good, isn't it?
I don't understand what Steve's saying there.
I think Steve's saying you forget where you've come from. Is that what you're saying? So kind of you take it for granted.
If you start getting a couple of high days where you make lots of money, and then you make a day with not so much money, that's a bit. I see that as a bit of a downer, and I'm like, well, actually, it's no, just made money today.
Yeah, and also,
I write them all down on my spreadsheet, and every time I get to a new high, I make a note of it and the date.
And a top slice.
That's a nice way of just just seeing visually how far it's come, especially over the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, well, that sense to me, holding is better. I've held now several stocks for Polarean probably 2.5 years now, probably must be, and so and I find that the longer you hold a good stock for, not pop and drop resource stocks, that have just news and no money insight, no cash flow insight. I mean, businesses that are getting better, fundamentally. The longer you hold, the better they'll do. There's no point. I understand if you're up several thousand%, you want to invest in something else. Fair enough, but I see people doing all trading, little bits here and there. Don't do it. You don't understand. Honestly, look back at some of the things you could have held, and I do it, and just learn from that. I could have held that. I did my research, and then all of a sudden, I just bailed when I had a bit of volatility. No point. That's volatility is basically a shakeout of the weakest. It's like, I don't know what you believe in, but the market's just saying, I'm going to shake the weakest out. Just going to shake you out. The people that hang on to the tree. Oh, hang on! Little monkeys. Get out of the tree! Get out of the tree! And you just hang on, like little monkeys. I'm not shaking me out! I like this tree! And other people say, some monkeys will say, oh, I don't like this tree, too shaky. But there's lots of fruit in the tree.
Can I make a...
Right, I'm getting better at this analogy. Lots of fruit in that tree, but you say, no, I don't like this tree, it's a bit shaky. And I go, that tree over here, it's got less fruit, but it's not as shaky, And then what happens is, you get shaken out, there's less monkeys in the tree, so they eat less fruit, and so the tree doesn't shake so much. So they go to the other tree, then all the monkeys go to the other tree, and there's too many monkeys in that tree. As that tree gets shaken. So I should have just stuck in that tree over there. See?
Can I make an observation, though, that a lot of small cap stocks have traditionally been very volatile, and especially when you're talking about resource stocks, and people may well have had, as we all have, had their fingers burnt, if that's the phrase.
Yes, yeah.
And so the temptation to top slice is there, but you've got to, personally, the way I'm looking at it is not all small cap stocks are born equal. And, when you've got a Polarean, that's not one to top slice because of the real potential. Whereas, so don't compare that to, a pop and drop resource stock or other hot tech stocks that suddenly disappear into nothing.
Yeah,
and that's why people do top slice. So I would defend people top slicing, but on some stocks, such as the ones we're talking about, Polarean, I personally don't see the reason for top slicing.
Yeah, I read a book about, in fact, I had him on the podcast, American guy, Daniel, I can't think of his name now, but Psychology of the Market. It's very deep, actually, too deep for me.
Radcliffe.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, that's it. He's a wizard in the markets. But no, he was, he was saying there was a line that stood out to me. He said, "You are defined by your first bad experience in the market, or don't let the first bad experience in the market define you completely. Little lesson from it, because there are some people that will always be traders because they started off in resource stocks and they realise they've got to take a quick profit, otherwise they may get cut down and lose their money. Now, if you get hurt big time like that in one of those, you'll always then be scared to hold for the big gain, and in fact, you'll never get the big gain because you'll always have that psychological scarring of having that drop in that stock. But if you do research and actually look for companies that are not volatile, they're not pop and drop resource stocks with no. I'm not just saying resource stocks, but there are other stocks with no revenue whatsoever. And so they've got no fundamental underpinning. So they have a bit of bad news can come out and they can drop by 50%. So if you first big loss in a company like that, you then believe all kind of companies. Because I've seen people saying AIM is crap. It's not. There are very good companies on AIM, but generally the ones that get talked about on Twitter are the resource stocks that can go up 100% in a day and also come down, say, 80% in a day or in a couple of days. So that's the thing. It gets defined by those big movers. There's some very good businesses on AIM, and they've gone from nothing to something, like from ASOS to Boohoo to all those kind of companies. So there are plenty of decent opportunities on AIM, and you've got. And I said it's taken me a while to evolve from realizing, there are stocks you can't hold. You can't hold these stocks with no revenue. Because they will, a bit of bad news. If they rise on the news, they'll fall on the news, So yeah, it's got to be more than that. It's got to be on fundamentals. By the way, I realised earlier on in the Share Pickers Investment Club, I asked for someone. I said, "Listen, we're recording the weekend podcast early. I haven't got a lot of material because I haven't had time to sit down because I've had a busy day. I recorded lots of podcasts today, and I asked for questions, and we've got a few questions here actually. But you can feel free to ask.
That's great. Yeah,
what?
Go on.
I've got a question. This is germ-free adolescent. Like that name, germ-free adolescent. I didn't realise, Shoeshine Boy, on the weekly webinar we do pitch now, members pitching stocks, because we find stocks within the filter, strategy filter. Of course, you guys would know this because you come on the webinar. But and then they come up and pitch them. And yes, they had two very good pitches, and I didn't realise.
Roman was very good, wasn't he? Roman was very.
Yeah, well, Shoeshine Boy, I thought it was you, Pad. There's a guy on. Well, I always thought Shoeshine Boy, because you kept mentioning it, you kept making fun of me, but the Shoeshine Boy, the tail of the guy, that's when to get out the market when the Shoeshine Boy is buying stocks. There was a guy on the Discord chat group called Shoeshine Boy, and then I thought it was you, Pad, messing around, but it wasn't. It was Steve who did this pitch, excellent pitch for his other company, and he's called Steve, a very sensible guy, but he obviously listens to the podcast a lot. Anyway, Germfree says, I've got a question. After hearing the interview with Vin Murray, I guess you guys listened to that, yeah?
Yeah.
She's called the Queen of Tech for anyone who's never heard of Vin Murray. Look it up. She's had three companies that basically gone from almost microcaps to £1 billion companies, and she's called the Queen of Tech, and she's phenomenal. But I interviewed her this week, and people said she's not modest, is she? But I suppose I asked her to tell me about her previous successes, and so and she's not. I mean, when you become a multi-millionaire, she just now raised 130 million. For what is the biggest UK cash shell ever. 130 million, no investment in sight, just raised 130 million because she's the business. That's it. And I said, did you put some money in, Vin? She said, oh yeah, I put 20 million. Yeah, 20. Yeah. 20 million. So anyway, so after hearing an interview with Vin Murray and how well she's done, how much money is enough? When do you cash in, sell a lot and walk away? I realise investing isn't digging holes or saving babies' lives, but it still requires work. And the aim is to stop one day. No, Germfried, let me say one thing. If you have that feeling about investing, you'll probably never be a very, very good investor. You could be good, but if you don't like it, enjoy it, and you're not going to be amazing. It's like, you've got to have, it's like sport. I tell my boys, listen, you can be talented, but if you're talented and you work hard, no one can beat you, But also, if you work hard, you can do very well as well, because you get the players like in sport. You get very good footballers who've got talent, but they work hard. Then you've got the special guys who've got super talent, and they work hard as well, and people can't touch them. And I always remember arguing years ago about tennis, and someone said Tim Henman could be as good as Andre Agassi. I said, no, he couldn't. I don't care how hard Tim Henman works; he'll never be as good as Andre Agassi. And they didn't get it, So, but you've got to have. Warren Buffett's not going to walk away, is he? He loves it. What are you going to do with your money? Just sit down and do nothing, crossword?
Can I just say, is that Steve in the background putting his dinner in the microwave?
Yeah, see?
Maybe.
Steve hasn't even got enough commitment to listen to this.
He's not even listening.
Time for chicken burgers.
Yeah. He's having... See, Steve's eating fake chicken,
Turkey
isn't you, Steve?
Yeah. Fake chicken
Are you
tonight.
microwaving the burgers? No.
No, I've got a convection oven. Microwave.
He's got a rice cooker and a convection oven.
I've got one of those, but I don't know how to work it.
Have you
Yeah,
got any
it's
room?
great, mate.
Have you got any room in your kitchen for knives and forks or anything? You've got all these gadgets.
I've
But
got the
Steve,
steamer out tonight as well.
That's what I'm saying. See, fake chicken, right? Steve's having that. That just shows you how hot the market is, isn't it? Steve's a sworn
Maybe
meat
to
eater.
Cardiff.
Yeah.
Sworn meat eater, and now he's eating things. No, do you know what? Yeah,
Next question.
that was that. So, go, hang on, this is a long one.
Cool.
How many questions are there, just so we can budget, our time?
There's a big, long question from Ollie, massive question. And then someone below says, what's your target price for Gfinity?
We've covered that already.
12p.
Yeah. Okay. This is Ollie.
Sub it down, Justin. Come on.
Have you got goals, Justin? Important to have goals. Yeah, Justin has covered it somewhere recently. I think he's talking about somebody else actually about goals. Yeah, clear. Do you know what? Honestly, I think it helps to set. And I know Pete, you keep saying no, but you can't do that. You can. You can literally sit down, and it will help you in your stock picking. Actually, if you've got you got 10 grand, and say I want 20 grand right now, or in the next month, 2 months. So I know I have to double that 10 grand. You can look for stocks that have cash, that haven't risen, for example, and have potential going forward, and maybe the sentiment isn't that good at the moment, and you say, that's got the potential to double, actually, over the next 2-3 months. Now, if I put 10 grand in, I'm quite confident I can double that and get 20 grand from it. And so and someone said earlier, how do you know when to get out of stocks, wheedle stocks down, because there are too many stocks, and someone said about Imia Farm, when they bought some of those a few years ago, and they're doing okay at the moment. Their phase 3 trials is going. Should I let it go? In fact, we set up a channel called "Should I Let It Go?" And I said, well, how much is your portfolio taken up? If it's less than 5%, either get rid of it or up the percentage to where it's going to be significant if you have a rise. Because unless you have 10% or more holding in a company, it's not going to make a significant change to your portfolio if it rises. But also, with clinical phase 3 trials are very risky, so I wouldn't go above 10% in that anyway. So it's up to you. But you've got a conviction in stock to make money, So let's be honest. Pete, for example, right? Let's say you want to pay off your mortgage. I don't know if you've got a mortgage somewhere. You're thinking, right, I want to pay this off this year. And so the mortgage is 3 times what you have in your portfolio. You could do it, if you really wanted to, and did some good research on companies. And you have to know the share price mustn't have risen strongly. They must have cash. You make sure you reduce all the risks. It's not in oil and gas. It's not a resource. It's not a preclinical phase trial study. You can do it. You'll find it. You can do it.
Yeah, I don't know about the time frame. I think that's what I've said before. Like, you can't go, so by December I'll do that. Because if it was that simple, we'd all be doing it and we'd all be millionaires. So you can't go, yes, by the end of this year I will have that. You can have kind of targets and think, but I don't see that it's that straightforward, is it? Is kind of, you can't predict a time frame on a lot of these things. On Polarean, we've got a roadmap there because we know the FDA approval, hopefully, in October. Mm-hmm. But where does it go from there? Like, are we hopefully...
Well, I thought, should I be a bit of a dirty trader in Polarean, right? And I thought, should I chuck 500,000 in there?
Yeah.
And then scale out in October.
Right, wow, okay.
I mean, this is very much the same. I've been having the same thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because let's be honest, what's the risk between now and October? Between now and October, what is the risk? They've got cash. What's the worst going to happen?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just to trade in and trade out, and then
no. But what I'm saying is, if you want to go, big on something, you go look at the risks first, and think, what is the risk actually? Of course, there's always risk. And like I said before, someone said, in fact, someone gave a good question on the weekend on the webinar. Said, if you see Polarean as a 100-bagger, and you see Escapement now as a 5-bagger, why didn't you put all your money in Polarean?
Yeah.
And I said,
You've done this, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're talking as if this hasn't happened, but you have actually done this, haven't you?
No.
Those big buys this week, that's you, isn't it?
No, I haven't. I've got a decent chunk in Polarean, but I'm not crazy in money, no. But I've said, because you've got to look at risk and reward. You know, if you want a big reward, there's going to be a bit more risk. Like I said, I don't know. I said I don't know what's going to happen to the FDA thing, but I know one thing: there's a chance it may not happen as straightforward as we think, and the FDA may want more information. Yeah. And if that happens, the share price could drop like 20, 30, 40, 50%. We don't know because everything's pinned on that. Now,
so go back to my point in terms of this kind of timeline. You go, yes, you can do it. You can treble your money by the end of the year or whatever. You can't say that.
No, but you got yes, you can because what I'm saying is between now and October, that's where there's very little risk.
Oh, okay, but then you become a dirty trader.
No, but all I'm saying is knowing where the risk is, where the risk lies. So, so the reason why I'm bigger in escape hunt is because unless the UK bans escape rooms, where's the risk? They're going to expand slowly or quite quickly. They're going to be cash flow positive from now. They're going to get to 50 because they've claimed that all the time. Their franchise is going to get better. So, okay, there's less. I'm seeing probably 4 or 5 times the money from here maybe going forward next 2-3 years. But there's less risk. I can't see it dropping off a cliff for any reason.
Global pandemic, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. COVID Mark II.
No, exactly. But do you know what?
Unforeseen.
Of course, but that would affect every stock. You know, so pretty much every stock sold off. Even gold sold off on that. So So what I'm saying is, talk about known risks. You know, and that's all you can do. That's why I said you'd never put all your money in one stock, unless you are. You know, you can see into the future and you know every risk out there. No one knows every risk out there. And so unless you know every risk about a company, you should never put all your money into one company. That's it. That's. But then you can sort of do enough research to say, I don't need 10 stocks because, you know, I think the risks on this one company is not going to be that massive, you know. So,
That's it. I'm going to sell everything and stick it in escape hunt. Done.
No, that's what I'm saying, mate. So because a left field event could happen. In the event of that happening, if you had 3 stocks, for example, and then it wouldn't be as bad then because one would take a hit and the other two would be fine. If you had one stock and they dropped 50%, that's 50% of your portfolio going down. But then you'd have a third of that go down if it's 3 stocks and you're equally spaced. So it's just you've got to have a bit of diversification, but I always say don't over diversify.
So when should I buy more Polarean?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, right.
I think
now. Should I just do it now? Should I just get it done?
Well, no, the market's closed now, Pad.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'd wait for the cool off. It's going to cool off. People are going to say.
You reckon it's going to cool off? Okay.
Yeah, it's going to. We've got
mark his words, Pad. Mark his words. 5
months, right? I think it'll come back to about 80 pence. Maybe have a little dip there. It's 89 now. It'll get bought. It'll get bought. And obviously, people will buy it. I mean a company. Dirty traders will buy it.
Well, maybe both, though. No,
Big shout out to the dirty traders out there.
No, we don't have big shout out. Big shout out to the dirty traders.
Pat, have you got enough money to trade it?
To what, sorry?
Just trade in a little bit, then if it goes down, put a bit more in.
This is the C4XD money. So this is like 4% of my portfolio. It's nothing, but that's all I've got to play with at the moment. But I'm just I'm trying to. There's probably one more that I'm going to sell as well. So.
Escape hunt?
I don't know which one. I'm just going to top slice escape hunt.
Shut up! Listen, you can sit and escape. Let me say one thing. Right?
Any other questions, Justin?
Yeah. Let me say one thing. You can sit on escape hunt for years and forget about it. Same with Polarean, probably. There's that one sort of maybe speed bump in the road. It's FDA. There's pretty much I don't know how it seems like it's good to go. Like I say, even their phase 3 trial was designed and approved by the FDA. They've had a pre-FDA meeting. Like I say, marking your homework we've already submitted. It seems like it's good to go. But who knows? They may just say, Polarean will have to release an RNS. If there's any clarification needed from the FDA, and it could not be anything serious whatsoever, they just need some clarification on something, they'll have to release that as an RNS, and that will, trip up the share price. But it could fly through. That's what I'm saying. So there's only that one bump. But I mean, stocks of that. It's like I know the 333 there. Gfin, Escape Hunt, Polarean. You can hold those. They're a holder.
But then this is going to be a really boring podcast, isn't it? So at some point we're going to need to top slice some of them.
Or we just rename the podcast.
No. Do you know what I want to do? I want to sit there and be an example. Us there that
ramping the stock to hell.
yeah. If you want to get some impact, I had one guy complain last week saying, "Well, I used to like listening to the podcast, but you've just been doing this rampathon for Escape Hunt." I thought, just because you're not in Escape Hunt, if you were in Escape Hunt, you'd be loving it.
But he does have a point. Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm trying to point out here, right? It's a decent. All I'm saying is, regardless of Escape Hunt, I want to be an example of sitting on a good company for a long time on AIM, right? Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff out there, but traders say, no, they're all crap AIM stocks, you've got to trade them. No, you have not. You have not. It's up to what you choose. It's what you invest in. It's up to you.
Back in the day, if we got into, Fever Tree, Tonic, or, back some of the, or Assos back in the day, things like that. And the companies where you just sit on it and, like you say, prove that the AIM stocks can be very, very successful and move into, the bigger markets. So, absolutely, I get that.
Exactly.
I think that's admirable. I think that's admirable the way you're doing that, Justin.
Thank you. No, but I genuinely, right, I want to sit there and say I didn't sell a share in this company for for 3 years. And you know what? I did very well. And it made...
And that'll be a first for you, won't it?
Yeah. Well, I did Polarean for 3 years. When were we blind Polarean, pretty much?
Probably. Lose track of time, probably is, yeah.
There's loads to go. And so, so I want, it's so the people blaming the market. No, it's your stock picking. If you're picking resource stocks based or digging dirt in Africa, where do you think it's going to go? Where do you think that's going to go, really? So there's quality companies out there to be found on AIM. There is.
Any other questions from the listeners?
Oh, no. There's a long one. I just didn't find it. By the way, we didn't cover. You seem to be getting a bit more excited about some microcaps. They are part of your punt, where you are just looking. Are they part of your punt? We're looking at double and get out, or are you seeing these potential 10 baggers? And there gives a couple of examples. I can't give I can't say what they are because it's in the club. But I have taken a little positions in a couple of stocks that I think could be okay. I'm not quite sure. I can't. It's so small. I can't take any position in them. It's almost like I want to see if I'm right on these companies. Because so one of them is a recovery play, but no, I'm not serious on them. It's like I said, every now and again, I have a little mess around at the edges. I've got a rule now. I'll never hold. I may break this rule. I never hold more than 9 stocks. 6 stocks I'll be, concentrated on, or 5 stocks be concentrated on.
Right. What?
6 stocks, and then 3 messing around, and then
but never more than 9 total.
Yeah.
Never.
Never.
Pointless.
Or you'll eat your something.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll ever stick to your rules. You'll stick to them for a month or two, and then you'll just make new rules.
It's called evolution, Steve. It's called evolution. That's all it is.
Revolution.
Here's a question here. Who did Steve have fish and chips with today?
Oh, yes. This is the big question.
That's the big question of the day.
Is it a celebrity, Steve, or is it someone that we know?
Yeah, Steve,
you'll never guess it.
What's the point of asking it then?
Is it a Welsh celebrity?
It's a Welsh celebrity.
Ruth Maddox.
Is it Dogecoin?
Well then, yeah, it was actually.
Yes.
Who?
Ruth Maddox, yeah. She bought me fish and chips today.
Right.
Yeah. From Heidi High.
She's the number one Welsh celebrity.
Is it Catherine Jenkins?
Yeah, that would be nice. I've actually become quite good friends with her now.
I know who it is.
The house for a cup of tea.
I know who it is.
Go on.
It's the guy from Gennaro Campario.
Quinn. I'm actually friends with him as well. But
compare. Look, he's on BBC Radio Wales, isn't he? He's a Welsh guy. Yeah. He's on BBC Radio, and you do some work for them. I just thought maybe. Is it? So let's have a clue. So are they a broadcaster, Steve?
Are you being stupid now?
Oh no, sorry. Is it someone not famous?
We've guessed who it is.
Already done it.
What? Who?
It was Ruth Maddox.
Ruth Maddox.
What?
Heidi High.
I thought you were joking.
You can keep on guessing if you want, but yeah. Now the first guess.
Well, how does that happen, Steve? How did you ever do Ruth? I know she's on Radio Wales, is she?
No. I've done a few jobs with her, to be fair. So I've been around her house a few times. And I was around today. And she was like, "You fancy fish and chips?" I was, "Yes, please."
Where do you
fish and chips together?
Where does she live?
On a holiday park.
in a caravan. Hi, Steve. Come round in my voice booth.
She's got a yellow blazer on.
Does she answer the door like that?
She's a bit,
Steve,
she's lovely.
Does she call you Mr. Fairbrother? Mr. Fairbrother? So, listen, Steve, so she's a voiceover work, does she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she lives in Cardiff, does she?
No, she lives up in like Swansea way.
Oh, okay. Do you travel to her or she travels to you?
Yeah, I'd take like a little mobile studio to her house.
And she, do you want to have some fish and chips, Steve? Lovely. And when you sat there with Ruth Mallock eating fish and chips.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. That is funny.
So it was good fish and chips as well, to be fair.
She's a bit of a cougar.
Yeah, what did you talk about, Steve? Do you have any embarrassing silences?
No, not at all. Yeah, plenty to chat with her with. She's got some proper showbiz little stories. Which,
Is she?
She's telling me about when she was touring with Phantom of the Opera. Obviously, Calendar Girls. She was in that, wasn't she? In the musical in West End.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Recent, but yeah, lovely lady.
How old is she now?
Old enough to snog, says Steve. Old enough to snog. It'd be funny if Steve actually started dating Ruth Mallock. That'd be hilarious.
I don't think her husband would be too pleased.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. All right, anything else we're talking about, boys? Oh, no.
That's it. That's plenty.
No, you can't top that.
No, you can't top.
Except that I want to know how Paddy knew, but he obviously already had.
It was a genuine guess.
It was
a good first guess, to be fair.
But you know what? Steve actually said you would never guess, but Paddy did. You'd never guess. Ruth Mallock, yes. that was spot on.
Oh, right, yeah, I was wrong.
Cool, yeah, okay. Paddy,
I'll try and get lunch with Bonnie Tyler for next week.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
You have a job. She lives in Marbella, doesn't she? I think in Marbella or Spain, somewhere like that.
Well, she didn't live in Swansea anymore, does she?
No. She's moved up the world. Yeah. Right, lovely. Have a nice weekend, boys. Speak to you next weeky.
Bye.
The Weekend Podcast on Vox Markets with Justin, Peter and Steve. Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.